Hey everyone, welcome to Black and Fight Academy. It's Jordan and Luke again. Today we had a good question that you might be able to speak to a little more than me, of course, is should oblique kicks be allowed? Of course, there was a fight recently where something kind of devastating happened. If you want to kind of give your take on it.
Yeah, it was the last round of the Khalil Roundtree fight coming up, or that just happened, and he used an oblique kick. It was a lead leg variation, so not the one that you'll sometimes see with the rear leg, but it sent the guy's knee backward. There's a lot of talk right now about whether this kick should be allowed, whether this technique should be allowed, and I can only give my own opinion, but I do have my thoughts here. I always think when we're talking about rules, consistency, or what our goal or our values that we're trying to put into this, like our reason needs to be across the board. We can't pick like buffet style. Well, I'd like that. No, I don't want that just arbitrarily. No, I want that. Well, I don't want that arbitrarily, because we end up with really dumb rules. Sometimes rules that the judges don't understand or the referees themselves do not understand. So when we say oblique kick, what we're talking about is a kick that attacks the leg straight on like this or like this. You'll notice that what happens is the knee gets forced backward, and this can be a problem. This can be really very damaging to the knee, can tear everything in there, send people, keep people out of competition for quite a long time. So my feeling on this is I understand that the force of driving someone's knee backward can cause massive amounts of damage. I absolutely get that. I think it should be allowed because of all of the other massively damaging techniques that we already have in MMA. MMA is a dangerous sport, but is that really that much worse than a lot of slams? I mean, we've had a lot of neck injuries. How many of our MMA legends end up with serious neck injuries over? I mean, I know Tito Ortiz complained about serious neck injuries. We've had a bunch of guys talk after the fact, like, yeah, absolutely, because they end up, getting driven into their head, or when completing a takedown, their head drives into the mat. What about like the one recently is if we're both in our fighting stance, calf kicks, bang. Calf kicks are really damaging people too. Now that's probably the best one-to-one to compare it to. Should calf kicks be allowed? I think absolutely. I think, and part of this is because I think that if you can't defend a calf kick, like that's your fault. You have to learn how to defend it. That's like somebody, it's not the same thing, but it's a little like somebody saying, I don't think rear naked chokes should be allowed because I can't defend them, because I keep getting caught in them. Or I don't think arm bars should be allowed. I keep getting my arms hurt in competition because people just get me in arm bars. Well, then learn to defend them. You'll also hear, so the old classic version of this is, there's too much wrestling. The rule system promotes wrestling, and so it just all the fights are boring because they just hold me down. Well, maybe if you learn how to sprawl, you have to learn how to sprawl. You have to learn how to defend wrestling. That's part of the game. Or we decide that maybe that's not what we want, and then but we need to figure out why we're changing the rules. So when we talk about oblique kicks, the reason that the calf kick is such a good one-to-one analog is because the defense is the same. If somebody's going to either oblique kick me, bang, or calf kick me, bang, my defense is stop being so heavy on the front leg. So he goes to oblique kick me, no damage. Oblique kick me, or calf kick me. Yeah, kick me in the calf. Yes, oblique kick, calf. Yes, I stay light on this front leg. So the problem here is that in MMA, we're so wrestling minded that I've got all my weight here, and I end up getting serious damage there, or I end up, bang, getting torn apart like that. Yes? So, look, I think that they should be allowed. I think that we need to get lighter on the front leg. I think in MMA, we just have to have better context for our strikes and understand that this is part of the game. It is what it is. If we're taking this out, then we need to overhaul and look at all the other things. What is too unsafe? What is not? Why exactly are we removing that? And let's make our rule system like more consistent across the board then, if that's what we're doing. So anyway, that's what my opinion is on it.
Yeah, I feel the same way in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, heel hooks.
Yep.
Or reaping, as if having the foot in the hip and then turning the foot over to go across the belly is immediately going to rip someone's knee out of the way.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it, but isn't a knee bar less dangerous than
Exactly.
blowing someone's entire knee out?
Yeah, as if your heel being 2 inches over is what destroyed the person's knee, not them panic rolling the wrong direction. It's one of those. You have to defend yourself. So yeah. Anyway, let us know in the comments what you think. Remember to like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. I'd like to do more conversations like this and others, but in order to do that, we need to see that people are interested in these topics. Look, I think this is an interesting one. I think this is worth looking at, and we'll try and stay up to date. Keep the content coming and relevant conversation topics as they come out. But yeah, let's take a look. Let us know in the comments what you think.